Cama Customer Service Award, a new award. The Cama Customer Service Award was introduced in recognition of the late Albert de Novaes, whose personal approach and dedication to high standards of service were admired by clients and members across Canada. The 2011 selection committee felt it only fitting that the first recipient of the Customer Service Award should be Albert, and Cama is proud to present this award posthumously. Since the announcement was made, we have reached out to our members, and here is what some of them had to say about Albert. By Brad Neal, Canteen of Canada Limited, Mississauga, Ontario. Although an exemplary employee of Crane Merchandising Systems for most of his career, I can say with confidence that Albert identified more deeply with the customer base he served. There are countless instances where Albert was able to get each of us out of jams, where his support either saved an account or helped land a new one. But his real value was in his approach to enable capability within operators themselves. I cannot think of a more appropriate honor to Albert and his family than the establishment of the Customer Service Award in his memory. Future recipients will have much to aspire to. By David Bolio, JD Vending Services, Grafton, Ontario. He always took the time to go into detail about any queries that I had regarding vending. Being a rookie, that meant a lot to me, and I was very impressed that he genuinely cared about his customers. When Albert held a class on how to do certain things, I always took the time and attended. He was always in good spirits and always had a smile for you. I feel fortunate that our paths crossed and I got to know Albert. By Soren Euger, Imperial Vending Services, Markham, Ontario. His biggest attribute was as a teacher, educator. He didn't just solve a problem with me, but always took the time to show me how the problem came about, all the factors that may have helped cause it, and how to fix and possibly prevent future problems. By the time we were finished with a machine, I would know the entire machine inside and out, from the software to the hardware. Albert never thought twice about meeting with me at an account to deal with an unusual or ongoing problem. He was always patient and generous with his time and knowledge. By Dan Stewart, Savco Food Services Limited, Point Edward, Ontario. It was difficult to know Albert professionally and not consider him a personal friend. It is impossible to address all the qualities that made Albert such a special person. Albert had a fantastic analytical and technical ability as well as an unbelievable memory. But his real gift was how he communicated with his clients. He was able to not only resolve clients' issues, but always took the time to explain his methodology and advance the client's own skills and knowledge. There are innumerable people in the industry that can attribute much of their technical knowledge and skills to Albert. Of course, this quality extended into Albert's personal life. Always resourceful, Albert possessed many different skill sets. He was always prepared to help friends and family and share his knowledge. This was especially true of his son Joseph, with whom Albert had a special relationship. Albert and Joseph shared many interests, including flying model helicopters. Albert touched many people during his life, and we are all better in some way by having known him. By Darren Nickel, Can West Vending Distributors Limited, Edmonton, Ontario. Albert de Novaes is most deserving to be the first recipient of the Cama Customer Service Award. You would never hear anyone say a bad word about Albert, and he never had a bad word to say about anyone. I enjoyed many years working with Albert, and he was always so well received and respected by all the operators across the country that he trained and assisted with his technical knowledge. Albert's knowledge of electronics and vending equipment was unparalleled in the industry. He was so passionate about his work and so kind and generous with his time, as well as being a great family man. Whenever we traveled together, he was always excited to end the day calling his wife Belinda and son Joseph, who he always talked about and cherished so dearly. By Paul Waynes, Auckland, New Zealand, former employee of Crane National Vendors Canada. Al and I became friends through work, but it became personal very quickly. He was such a likable person, and I particularly loved his outlook on family and life. He felt very strongly that he should be home in the evening with Belinda and Joseph, but I never once was at his home watching hockey, playing in the driveway with Joseph, or just chilling in the backyard having a beer that he did not answer his cell phone. He may not have been at the office, but whether it was 8 a.m. or 8 p.m., he could not see a customer stranded or stuck without a working machine. Just ask Louis Nakarada. His dedication to the business was unsurpassed, and he is truly missed by everyone he ever met. He loved and adored Belinda and Joseph, and that is part of what made me respect him so much. We are honored this evening to have Belinda and Joseph with us to accept the Cama Customer Service Award.